We're gonna reveal to you guys the best toilet for van life. But before we get into that, we're gonna talk about the solutions we've used. We've kind of used them all. We've been doing this now for over 5 years, building custom vans for clients. So we've kind of seen it all, done it all, and we're actually doing a new one this year that we'll post about later once we actually do it, because it's kind of nuts and I don't think anyone's put it in a van yet. But the first one is simple. It's a cassette toilet. It's about $200 or $300. Dometic makes them, lots of companies make them. The one nice thing about it is if you don't do an inside, like interior bath, you could have it in a cabinet, pull it out, you know, do your thing in front of your family members. To each their own in that situation. But I always like to say Alex and I are happily married because we put a bathroom in our van where it was an enclosed space and we weren't, you know, peeing right in front of each other. But, you know, potty talk, that's a whole nother conversation. Option number 2 is the Nature's Head composting toilet. This has been a popular one in van life over the years. We've done it one time and haven't since because the client actually did not like it and said it smells. The reason for that is with any composting toilet, it actually needs to be vented through the roof of the van, not out the bottom of the van. Even though Nature's Head says you can vent it out the bottom of the van or the side of the van, however you want to do it, it actually needs to be vented up in order for there not to be odor inside the van. That makes it a more complicated install. Not only that, it is bulky. It still has the pee canister in the front that is pretty small. You're gonna have to be lugging that thing out and finding somewhere to dump it and clean it, and it's just gonna smell over time. Option number 3 is a black water style toilet. Dometic makes these. They're the flush toilets. We installed this in one of our clients' vans per their request, and this is just like the Nature's Head. It actually needs to be vented out the roof, and this is per RVIA standards. This is actually how you're supposed to install it so that you don't have smells coming up from the tank that is mounted underneath the van. Nobody wants to come in your van when it smells nasty. So make sure that if somebody's doing this for you, they install it properly so you don't have black water smells coming inside your van. Again, nobody wants to smell that. Option number 4 is the dry flush Laveo toilet. This one actually we like. We haven't personally used it, but we have installed it in 2 clients' vans now, and we're doing it in another client's van. This essentially, you hit a flush button and it wraps up your pee and poo nice and tight in this like aluminum foil and then sucks it down into the cartridge, and then you have about 30 flushes per cartridge, so you can use the bathroom over and over again. And then once you get through those 30 flushes, you take out the whole cartridge and dispose of that, and then you have to put a new one in. This is a little bit more of a costly option. The toilet itself ranges like $800 to $1,000 in the US, and then the cartridges I think are like 30 bucks. So like every time you're flushing the toilet, you're flushing $1 down the drain. Option number 5 is actually our favorite because we've done this now in probably over 20 vans. This is the separate urine diverting toilet. I'm gonna get off of it now so you guys can see it. We actually build this over our shower pan so that you have a little bit of like a toe kick space so you're not going into the shower and stubbing your toes on your toilet. You don't have to take anything out. You're not lugging some canister out of here to go dump it in a public toilet somewhere. The pee goes to a holding tank underneath the van that is 5 gallons. We have a tank sensor on there so you can make sure if it's getting full, you're aware of that. We also have an overflow on it. And for number 2, I'll show you. Look at this. You come in here, you lift up the toilet seat. Also, guys, take note. You gotta sit, no standing and peeing, okay? Because the pee's gotta go down into this front hole. They actually make this in blue and in gray now, but sometimes it's been hard to get the gray ones. So, for the number 2, you pull this clip off. They have bags that you can buy that come with it. You put the bag in the back. I wish I had one. Just pretend there's a bag there. Then you clip it back on. I haven't even used this personally, but our sons have. It's been great. And then you have the bag in the back. So then you put your seat back down, and then you sit and you go. We've got our toilet paper over here, okay? And then when you're done, you get up, you unclip that, tie up your bag. You can either store it in there. A lot of clients just store the poo bags in there, or you can throw it away. This way you're not dealing with the smells. You don't have to worry about venting through the roof. You don't have to worry about the compost material. You don't have to worry about taking something out and throwing it away somewhere. This is easy, simple. You're bagging it and throwing it away instead of smelling it in your van. So we're a little biased, but we've been using this solution now for 7 years, and there have been no complaints from our clients. A lot of people are very comfortable using this toilet, and they like the ease of not having to touch their pee. It goes to a tank, it's hands off, you don't have to deal with it. Also, for like resale, if you're gonna sell your van, you don't have a black water tank that has somebody else's bodily waste in it that you have to worry about. That's one of the reasons why we think this is the best solution. Now, for installing this, we do put a pee trap on the number 1 hole going down to the tank, so you're not going to have any smells coming up out of that tank that's there. And you do want to make sure that you're using tank treatment to break down the urine salts that are going into the tank so that you can prolong the life of the pee tank that's under the van. And again, this has been the most effective solution for us because it's just really nice to build in the toilet, have nothing that you have to worry about kicking, hitting, moving, all those kinds of things. So links in the description down below for all of these toilet options, as well as a blog post detailing this out if you are more of a visual learner and want to read about this stuff. That's it for that. Okay, next one. Last but not least, option number 6 is actually a vacuum flush toilet system. We have not installed this yet, but we're doing it for a client that we're building a van for right now. He has this vacuum flush system in his boat and really likes it, so we are going to be doing it in a van. And Alex the other day called them and they couldn't believe we were going to put this in a van. So we will do a follow-up video about the vacuum flush toilet system, but it essentially has a holding tank underneath the van. We're going to need to, I'm assuming, vent through the roof for the tank purpose so that there's no smell in the van, but it like vacuum flushes when you flush the toilet, like vacuums it and pushes it into the tank. So that's one we haven't used yet, and we're excited to try it out. Hopefully this video helped you figure out the best toilet options for you in your van. If you're doing an interior bath, it's really nice to have a toilet, especially if you have kids or anyone else traveling with you, or you're like me and we're driving somewhere and I can't go more than an hour without stopping to use the bathroom. I can just pop in the back and use the bathroom while we're driving. So hopefully this helped. If there's other toilet solutions that you have found that you love, leave them down for other people in the comments below, and we'll see you guys on our next video. And if you want to know more about bathrooms, check out this video, bathroom versus no bathroom in a van. Are bathrooms really worth it? See ya.